Hi friends, welcome to VSR Tech Info. I am VS Rao. Remote control toys or RC toys. Repair and design concepts. Either you might have played with them or you might have operated them for your children and grandchildren. During the playtime with RC toys, you might have wondered how they operate and control remote toy, which could be a car or simple form of vehicle. In this video, I will try to bring the concept behind the RC toys and will explain a simple transmitter and receiver circuit used to control remote toy car. Also, I will explain how I have repaired my son's toy car, which was lying down for several years and brought back to life now. Let us begin. At the heart of the design is a popular 5-channel radio remote control transmitter or receiver chip combo, specifically designed for radio control cars called TX2B, RX2B from Cellon Semiconductors. TX2B and RX2B from Cellon Semiconductors. TX2B, RX2B has 5 channels, wide operating voltage range from 1.5 to 5 volt, low standby current which is around 10 microamperes, low operating current which is 2 milliamperes, auto power off function and requires few external components. This chip pair performs the data encoding and decoding. All other functions including the transmission and reception are performed by discrete transistor circuits. This radio control car uses a carrier frequency of 27 MHz. This frequency is known as ISM band, which is Industrial, Scientific and Medical band. There are many ISM bands recognized around the world. They are the RF bands used by most consumer products. Probably the most crowded ISM band for consumer application is 2.4 GHz, which is used by cordless phones, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and even microwave oven. Let us start by looking at the transmitter circuit located in the handheld controller, which is remote controller. The block diagram for the TX2B is shown here. The TX2B handles the encoded 5 different functions, that is left, turbo, forward and backward. When a button is pressed, a digital code representing one of these functions is serially output on pin number 8, that is SO pin. The frequency of this data signal is about 1 kHz. The block diagram of TX2B shows the internal oscillator connected to pin number 10 and 11. There is a R oscillator resistor and the internal timing generator, encoding circuit and the logic which outputs the signal. The latch circuit which has got right, left, turbo, backward and forward inputs which are connected to the push buttons, and VDD and ground for the chip is shown. The image shown here is the typical application circuit for the transmitter. This uses TX2B chip and an RF circuit connected to an antenna, which is a telescopic antenna. The inputs from the pins left, right, back, forward and turbo signals are generated by TX2B, outputs at pin number 8 and connected to the RF circuit, which transmits the signal into the air. Now let us take a look at the schematics of the full transmitter circuit, which operates at 27 MHz. The TX2B forms the main part of the circuit. Push button switches S1 to S5 are used for activating on or off the corresponding output channels in the receiver or decoder circuit. These push button switches are interfaced to the built-in latch circuitry of the TX2B as shown in the block diagram. The oscillator resistor R7 sets the frequency of the TX2B's internal oscillator to 128 kHz. The resistor R1 and Zener diode D1 forms a simple Zener regulator circuit. This is the Zener diode 3 volts and the resistor R1. This provides the power to the IC from 9 volt DC. From 9 volt DC, 3 volts is applied to the VDD. C2 is the filter capacitor, while C1 is the noise bypass capacitor. D2 is the power on indicator, while R6 limits the current through the LED. S1 is the on-off switch. The encoded control signal will be available at pin number 8 of the IC. The encoded signal available at pin 8 is without carrier frequency. The 27 MHz carrier signal is generated by the oscillator circuit formed with X1, Q1 and L1. R2 is the biasing resistor for Q1, while R3 is the collector current of Q1. This is the current limiting resistor. The encoded signal is coupled to the collector of Q1 through C3 for modulation. The encoded signal from pin 8 is connected via C3 to the collector for modulation. The gain stage is only active when the data line is high. When the data line is high, the 27 MHz carrier signal gets amplified. This is the gain stage formed by Q2, L2 and other associated circuitry. Transistor Q2, C945, L2 and associated components provide further amplification to the modulated signal. The gain stage is only active when the data line is high. That is, this pin number 8, when it is high, then the amplifier stage is active. When the data line is high, the 27 MHz carrier signal gets amplified, but when the data line is low, Q2 gain stage is turned off. The resulting output on the collector of Q2 is simply the amplified carrier signal being turned on and off by the data signal. This method of radio communication is called continuous wave or CW radio. CW is the simplest type of radio transmission. In fact, it is a method of radio communication used by telegraph machines to transmit Morse code. The CW signal is AC coupled through C8 to remove any DC component. A pi network consisting of L3, C9 and C10 along with L4 is used for impedance matching with the antenna. Proper impedance matching is critical for optimizing the efficiency of the antenna. The image shown here is the TX2B transmitter circuit board in remote control unit. This is the forward button, this is the backward button, left button and right button. This is the LED indicator, this is the coil and oscillator circuit. The receiver circuit located in the car is a bit more complicated than the transmitter circuit. This is partly because it also includes H bridges for driving the two motors, propulsion and steering motors. The block diagram of the RX2B is shown here. The encoded 1 kHz data signal is input to pin number 3. This is SI, which is input pin. Then internally amplified and decoded. Once the corresponding function has been determined from the decoded signal, the appropriate output is enabled for either right, left, turbo, backward and forward. The block diagram shown here, we can see the internal oscillator, and between pin number 4 and 5 the resistor will set the oscillator frequency to 128 kHz, and a timing generator, amplifier, decoding circuit, computer, PLA, latch circuit and the inverters and the control logic. These are the outputs, VDD and ground pins. The diagram shown here is the typical receiver application circuit, which consists of RX2B as a receiver IC and an RF circuit which receives the signal from the air, and this data is fed to pin number 3 of the receiver. Then the outputs 12, 11, 10, 6, 7 are given to the DC motor for various functions like forward, backward, right steering, left steering and turbo functions. And the power is connected from the 4.3 volts regulator to pin number 3 VDD and pin number 2 ground. And a resistor between 4 and 5 decides the internal oscillator frequency, which is set at 128 kHz. This is the full receiver circuit diagram, which operates at 27 MHz with H bridge motor drivers are shown here. The remote receiver circuit is built around the IC RX2B. The first part of the circuit is a radio receiver built around Q1, which is C945 transistor. This type of receiver is known as regenerative receiver because it uses positive feedback. A tuned LC circuit consisting of L2 and C3 provides positive feedback, but only at the tuned frequency of 27 MHz. So this means that only the intended signal gets amplified by the positive feedback. One downside of this type of receiver is that L2 must be custom coiled in order to accurately tune the receiver. The output signal from the receiver circuit goes to pin number 14 on the RX2B. This signal is now filtered to remove the carrier and ran through two internal inverters. By the time the signal makes it to the RX2B signal input at pin number 3, it has been filtered and cleaned up enough that only the 1 kHz data signal remains. As with the TX2B, a 3 volt Zener diode is used to power the RX2B at pin number 13. R oscillator again sets the internal oscillator frequency to 128 kHz. 220 microfarad is the filter capacitor, while 3.3K is the current limiting resistor. This is the filter capacitor and this is the current limiting resistor. Diode 1N4148 protects the circuit from accidental polarity reversal. 100 microfarad capacitor is another filter capacitor, and 104P is a noise bypass capacitor. Two standard H-bridge circuits are used, one for motor propulsion and other for steering. This H-bridge is for propulsion of motor, that is forward and backward movement of the car, and this one is for steering the vehicle, that is left and right movement of the car. This H-bridge is formed with PNP and NPN transistor pair. The H-bridge allows the direction of the motor to be controlled by switching the direction of the current flow through the bridge and the motor. The turbo function increases the current through the propulsion motor via Q3, but only when the vehicle is in the forward direction selection mode. This is the turbo pin number 12, and Q3 is decided or activated in the forward mode only. This image shown is the RX2B receiver circuit board in the car. This is RX2B chip, and these are the H-bridge transistors, and this is the oscillator section. This image is the RX circuit board mounted on a car. Monopole antenna in remote and on the car. On the remote we will see the telescopic antenna, and on the car it is a wire rope antenna. Using a lower carrier frequency like 27 MHz has several advantages. It allows slower, low-cost devices to be used for the RF sections. Secondly, the design is not as sensitive to PCB layout effects. Finally, for the same output power, a lower frequency carrier will offer larger range compared to higher frequencies. The big disadvantage is that lower carrier frequencies require larger antennas. Radio controlled cars use a monopole antenna instead of a dipole. A monopole antenna mimics a dipole antenna by using the reflective properties of the ground plane, in this case Earth itself. A telescopic antenna only about 15-inch long is used. The poor efficiency for using too short of an antenna drastically reduces the range, but for a short range toy the reduced range is acceptable. The cost saving of using a low frequency outweighs the reduced range for some low cost products. This testing circuit is built with TX2B and RX2B. Both are connected to a VCC 3V power supply, and the TX2B's output, which is on pin number 8, is directly connected to pin number 3 on RX2B, which is receive input SI. And when you push the button, say example left button, which is connected on pin number 14, the corresponding left output pin number 7 will get activated and the LED should glow. Likewise, you can test all the buttons. This indicates that the TX2B and RX2B are functioning as desired. The image shown here is the practical TX2B circuit board and the receiver board which I have used in diagnosing the fault in the car. As shown in the testing circuit, I have connected pin number 8 from TX2B, that is transmitter, directly to pin number 3 of the receiver, and I have connected the power supply. A toy motor is connected to the H bridge of the propulsion circuitry. When I press the forward or the backward button, then the motor starts rotating. Now, as a second stage, I have connected this motor to the second H bridge, and when I press right or left button on the transmitter, the motor starts moving in the respective directions. This indicates that the TX2B chip and the corresponding circuitry along with buttons are working on the transmitter board, and also the RX2B chip and the H bridge circuitry which formed with the discrete components, that is transistors, along with motor, they are working. Now only the left out part is the RF stage on the receiver and the RF stage on the transmitter. This is the oscillator stage which oscillates and transmits the signal at the transmitter, and the RF stage at the receiver receives the signal and feeds the signal to the receiver circuit board. So in my fault finding, I found that the transistor in the RF stage was faulty, and after replacing this transistor, my circuit is able to transmit to the receiver and my car started functioning. Pin description of TX2B. Pin description of RX2B. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like VSR Tech Info.